Hello YouTube, this is NASCAR 48W Tube up here with the INORL Duracell Cup Series, race number 12 here, race number 13, my bad, here for the Coca-Cola 600 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. The longest race of the season. Drivers are definitely going to go through an endurance tonight. And on the pole will be Sean Hanley. He will capture his third pole of the season. He's just been on it in qualifying, but just can never get up there for the win. Right beside him is Tony Blazer starting second. He's been having some pretty good qualifying runs. Okay throughout the season, but hasn't gotten a win either yet. And behind them is a rookie, Sean Galligan. He was in the All-Star race along with Sean Henley, who's right in front of him, and Dylan Poteet next to him. Sean Galligan got involved in that one wreck, which really hurt his chances of winning that. Dylan Poteet was also in there. He's going to be starting fourth today. Caitlin Skipper, runner-up in the last race, which was New Hampshire. Joseph Bryant going to start alongside of her in sixth. Then it's going to be Dylan Young, Henry Sanford, Tristan Trivet, and Robbie Noonan. That is going to be your top 10 for the start of tonight's race. We will go through the rest of the field manually for this race for the special occasion. But these drivers are getting buckled in. They're getting ready to start their engines for 60 laps here at Charlotte. It's going to be one heck of a race. Drivers are really going to have to do everything they can. We've seen after about 10 laps their tires wear off. But we'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's our starting command there. But as I was saying, you kind of have to stay tuned to see what's going to go on with these drivers' tires. Because we have noticed that after about 10 laps, they really just die pretty much. They hit that wall, and then we see that wreck off turn 4. Also, engines are going to be a problem in this race. We have seen in the All-Star Showdown and the All-Star Race engine failures. Many engine failures, actually. But let's go through the rest of your starting lineup here. Starting 11th will be your All-Star Race winner, Jean Sanford. I would keep an eye out for her because she may be good here at Charlotte. Then it's going to be William Duncan, Brian James, and Andreas Allen. Jeffrey Buckeye, Jacob Sisko, Tyson Broad, Jack Richards, Charles Sanford, Trek Tolger, David Rochester, your points leader by 89 points, I believe. Kyle Stanoski, Jake Baskinger, Olga Ogo, Drew Austin, Sam Young, James McLeod, Leo Rogers, Aaron Williams, Seth Cole, Jacob Lawler, John Wilson, Dylan White, Kyle Stewart, George Rogue, Zachary Buckeye, Charles Jackson, Fritz Lukender, Jake Rogers, Austin Ogo, Wilhelm Schultz, and Richard Johnson. And that is your full starting lineup. Pace car pulls in. Sean Henley is going to bring us to the green here at Charlotte. 60 laps, and the Coca-Cola 600 is now underway here for the INORL Duracell Cup Series. Oh, but Blazer beat him to the line. That might be a problem. And oh, Sean Galligan almost looked to make it 3 wide there. Blazer trying everything he can to hold up on the outside, but the inside, as we've seen throughout these races, gets a real good run off of 2. Sean Henley going to try to pull in front of Blazer, and he can do it barely, though. But he's going to pull back down the block. Galligan is going to shoot by Blazer, and they're looking to go 4 wide almost, and there they go, the already wreck! But they say, oh, no, they didn't. Oh, did they save it? They're 5 wide throughout the track. There's no way they can hold it together. And they did it! And no, they didn't! They wrecked again, finally, and around goes a big part of the field, and I can't believe they even lasted that long, and Rochester involved. David Rochester and Jacob Sisko flipping. Who led back to the line? It's going to be Galligan, going to beat Sean Henley back to the line, and that was just a huge wreck. Took him forever to actually wreck it finally, but oh, a lot of the field got a piece of that. I think David Rochester got a piece of that. Did Brian James? I can't find them anywhere. Did Brian James get involved? No, he did not. He got through that okay. And Rochester, your points leader, along with Jeffrey Buckeye, who's second in points, he's having tough troubles. Or nope, he actually got by. I thought I saw him get involved. Did Gene Sanford get out of that okay? No, Gene Sanford, fourth in points, going to get involved in that. And we will take it to see what happened there. That was just hell gone wrong off of turn 4. And we are back. We saw the wreck start right here. Caitlin Skipper gonna slide up a little bit. Dylan Young decides to make a 3 wide. Gets in the back of Skipper. Skipper gets a little bit loose up into Dylan Poteet. Tony Blazer right there also. They did a pretty nice job of keeping it together. Then you see Dylan Poteet down into Gene Sanford there. They're both beating and banging. And now they're just in the grass and they just have no room to get back up. Brian James you see right in the middle of this also. 4 wide going into turn 1. Joseph Bryant decided to get on the apron. That was a smart move. Then Gene Sanford up into Dylan Poteet. Robbie Noonan's there. Noonan! Up into the catch fence. And he's going to get stuck there. And some cars went under Dylan Poteet and just, oh God, just a pile up. And then we're going to see the 73 get hit here. There goes the 73 going to barrel roll. Oh gosh, just don't even know where to begin. Let's, I guess, start with the 73 here. 73 is right all behind us. 73 just got back up onto the track. Has to get on the apron to try to slide, and Ogo gets a piece down on the Cisco. Cisco gonna rear end it into the wall. There's McLeod and Ogo, and here's the 28 gonna give enough of a tap, and Cisco's gonna go barrel rolling down the banking. Let's go back to the 11 of Robbie Noonan here. That was just scary of a wreck. That was a kind of a, I don't want to make this connection, but that kind of was a Kyle Larson kind of wreck right there. It's not something you want to see. But as you see everybody going to this corner, and you could just see it's going all wrong. And there goes Noonan. He's going to get sandwiched between the wall, and he's barrel rolling. He's going to get in the catch fence and just get stuck there. And oh, Poteet, there you see him. And Poteet, some cars are going under Poteet, and he's spinning out of control. Austin Ogo gonna get a piece of it. Let's see what happened to Gene Sanford further on. After Sanford got involved with these two, did a pretty good job at really damaging that car. There you see Robbie Noonan up into the catch fence. Olga Ogo here, which was in the earlier part wreck. Sanford had nowhere to go. Charles Sanford, you're poking a winner. There's McLeod, Rochester involved. Aaron Williams going to get a good piece of that. Did John Wilson get by? No, he did not. There's Lawler squeezing by, you see. George Roque going to get a piece of it. Wilhelm Schultz, Jake Rogers, Richard Johnson. Oh, let's take an onboard here with Rochester. Then we'll take you back to the green here. It's Rochester. Your points leader had just nowhere to go throughout this wreck. Now let's take an onboard here with Robbie Noonan. This might be a pretty scary wreck here, as you're going to see him flying into the catch fence. He just had nowhere to go. As that was just a scary ride right there. But we will take you back to the grid here in the Coca-Cola 600. And we have a lot of retired cars after that one wreck. Wilhelm Schultz, Kyle Stewart, John Wilson, George Roque, Sam Young, Dylan Poteet, Robbie Noonan, Jacob Cisco, the 10 of Gene Sanford, points contender, Richard Johnson and Aaron Williams, and Austin Ogo is one lap down. And your leader is Sean Galligan, then Sean Hanley, Tristan Trivet, Henry Sanford, William Duncan, Tyson Broad, Kyle Sanoski, Drew Austin, Zachary Buckeye up here with a pretty good amount of damage, Fritz Lukender, 10th, Dylan Young, 11th, Brian James, he's going to try to bounce back after Rochester wrecked here in 12th, Andreas Allen, 13th, Caitlin Skipper, 14th, and Jeffrey Buckeye rounding out 15th. He's second in points with Rochester getting all that damage. This can allow him to maybe gain in on Rochester. I really don't think he'll be able to take the points lead, because Rochester is still in this. Rochester's actually 30th, but you never know if there's that one wreck that can involve Jeffrey Buckeye or who knows what. This race is only on lap 7. There's still ways to go. And there you see Austin Ogo fall way back right on the start. He's definitely not up to speed. And Sean Henley is right on Galligan's tail with Trivet right back there in 3rd. And it looks like it's a single car draft, and here comes Sean Henley to make a block on Tristan Trivet, which made him end up with the lead. Henley gonna go by the 31, and here comes the 78 for the lead. But Duncan is back there in 3rd, and here comes Broad. Remember, William Duncan and Broad fought to get into the All-Star race. Duncan edged him out. Maybe Broad might try to change that today. Oh, I think I saw... Oh, there is another wreck. Caution lights are out. And who will lead back to the line? Duncan versus Broad again to the line. Will Broad be able to edge him out this time? No, he won. I saw another car into the wall back there. Who was that? And it was Sean Galligan and Kels. Oh, my God. Oh! Oh, there was just mayhem throughout that corner. Oh, Baskinger involved with Leo Rogers right there also. Lawler gets by. And William Duncan will end up at the lead, and I think there's going to be pit stops here. As Sean Henley's down in the apron, and oh God, we're going to have to take a look at both those wrecks. And it looks like pit stops will happen. Will anybody stay out, or are they all coming in? Nope, everybody is coming in. Oh, Brian James is going to stay out, though. Brian James, Jeffrey Buckeye, Caitlin Skipper, and a couple other cars. So they're going to end up with the lead, making a different pit strategy here. Only about 10 or so cars staying out. I think that's Andreas Allen staying out, Leo Rogers, Jacob Lawler, Jack Richards, and Charles Jackson. Sean Henley gets that number 1 pit stall. That might come in handy. There's Sean Galligan. He was involved in that wreck, I believe. Yeah, I saw him around into the wall. It's gonna be William Duncan winning the battle of pit road. I guess he only did a gas and go with a couple other cars doing 2-tire pit stops. But we will take it to see what happened in those 2 wrecks. We are back. Looks like a 3 wide at the back. And the inside line slows up a little bit because they're held up by Austin Ogo. Rochester slides up into Tony Blazer, which is going to send them both around. And Rochester kind of caused that wreck. And Tony Blazer had nowhere to go. Same with James McLeod. 3-car wreck here. Rochester kept it together. He's just trying everything he can to get his points back. And then we saw Kyle Sinoski go around here. This is off turn. Speed it up here. Looks like there's a 3 wide in front of him with Sean Galligan there, Henry Sanford, Drew Austin, Sanford up in the Galligan. They both hit the wall. 39 bounces back into Sinoski, 39, and him gonna go around. Galligan gonna try to get by, and Galligan does get in a little nick there. The 43 gets a piece, and then Sinoski just gonna get slammed by Bryant, and then he's gonna get hit again here. 2 hard licks for Sinoski, and then boom, Seth Cole. Ending his day also. We saw Baskinger get a piece of something here. Oh, Bryant's there, and he's just going to get nicked there into the wall, and he's going to slide. Leo Rogers comes up there, going to give him a little nick. And let's see what happened to the 21 as further on, see if he got hit by anybody else also. Because there's a lot of oncoming cars. He hits Sinoski. And it looks like he's going to slide, I think, back up in front of the 43. Oh, a little bit of the 43 got it nicked. And here comes the 18 right there. 18 ended his day. Let's take an onboard here with Seth Cole, and then we'll take you back to the green. Here in the Coca-Cola 600 as already a bunch of wrecks. Oh, gosh. That is just a hell of a hit. And immediately that engine dies. His car is going to go no further. We'll take you back to the green here from Charlotte. We have some new retired cars. James McLeod, Jake Baskinger, Seth Cole, Kostanowski, and Joseph Bryant have all retired. Charles Sanford and Austin Ogle are lapped down. And after 3 wrecks, there's only 26 cars left in the race. 24 left on the lead lap. So looks like it ain't doing too well. Brian James is your leader. This is what he wants. This is what he needs for the championship. With Andreas Allen second. Caitlin Skipper, she was involved in that early on wreck, but came back and back here in third. Jeffrey Buckeye fourth. Leo Rogers fifth. Jacob Lawler, points contender, here sixth. Jack Richards seventh. Charles Jackson eighth. William Duncan ninth. Tyson Broad 10th. Tristan Trivet 11th. Chuck Talker 12th. Dylan White 13th. Drew Austin 14th. Zachary Buckeye 15th. Sean Henley 16th. Dylan Young 17th. Jake Rogers 18th. Austin Ogo 19th. And David Rochester bounced back up here the 20th with all the damage he sustained. He's trying everything he can to bounce back from that wreck. And we're going to go back to the green here at Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600. Pace car is pulled down, and Brian James is your leader. And it looks like he gets out real easily with Andreas Allen second. Skipper going to fly by Charles Sanford. But now the rest of the field has to worry about these lap cars that might hold them up. Buckeye going to get by with Lawler. Leo Rogers stuck behind Sanford. And they got to be careful. 3 wide may not be the smartest move, as we've been seeing tonight. Looks like they decided not to. Hopefully everybody decided not to. They just got to get past these lap cars. Oh, but here's a battle for the lead. Andreas Allen passes the 51 with Skipper going to take second also. And now Buckeye's going to catch up to them. And Brian James just got passed by 3 cars because of him being on the outside line. Obviously, the outside line is maybe not the fastest way around. With Duncan taking 5th here. With Broad right behind him in 6th. And Trivet 7th. Oh, and they get real close, almost a 3 wide. Lawler into the back of Charles Jackson. I think I heard scraping back here. Nope, caution lights are still off. Let's hope they stay off. And here comes the battle for second. Oh, Brian James trying to get there. Duncan going to make it 3 wide. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. And as they battle, that allows the 98 to check out. Oh, and almost 4 wide. Tyson Broad almost pushed it a little bit there. Skipper being real careful on that outside line. And now Skipper going to get passed by Buckeye. Oh, and Buckeye made a real hard charging move into that turn to pass them. The 98 of Andreas Allen has just checked out. But now that they're single file back here, they may be able to catch her. Now here comes Brian James back past the 83. He's going to get this run on the inside. Watch him. He might shoot past William Duncan on this right here. And look at that run you get on the inside line off of turn 2. And Buckeye's right behind Brian James, 2 of your points contenders. Really battling out here at Charlotte. Can anybody catch Andreas Allen though? Looks like Brian James has the same exact line as Andreas Allen. So he's keeping up speed with her a little bit and catching her. And Buckeye right behind Brian James. Brian James looking for his 3rd win of the season. And Buckeye looking for his 1st. Oh, and he's going to give him a little nudge there. And they're going to catch that 98. And here comes Brian James to the inside. And that's where you want to be coming off of 2. Buckeye there also. Will Buckeye make it 3 wide? No, he won't. Allen got close to the wall. She's going to fall back a couple positions. Here comes Drew Austin with the help of William Duncan. Drew Austin, last week's winner at New Hampshire. And he's going to help the 9. Maybe try to make a pass here. Nope, going to stay behind. With Duncan right back there. It's Ford versus Toyota versus Dodge versus Chevy. All 4 makes right up here. And here comes the 20 under the 9, and the 20 is going to shoot by off this corner. And there is no caution yet, As you see the slower cars falling off the pace here. Caitlin Skipper has just fell back since that restart. Looks like when she got involved in that early on wreck, it really hurt her. And the 20 of Drew Austin and William Duncan have checked out a little bit. But as they battle, that will allow the rest of the field to catch. But look at the run Duncan got off of 2. That was a run right there. Here we have a battle for second, maybe 3 wide. Oh, 3 wide right there. And here comes Tristan Trivet for second. With the help of Tyson Broad, Buckeye, and Brian James. Ooh, 3 wide, getting in the 1 and 2 in. William Duncan slowed up by lap car, and Broad's gonna spin him out. And there goes, oh, someone's flipping. I think that was Sean Henley. Just his luck, he's gonna be flipping again. And who's gonna be the leader back to the line? And I think it's gonna be Tristan Trivet. And Broad will spin out that your leader, William Duncan, and Trivet will lead back to the line. With, they are not probably going to be happy with each other after that. I'll tell you one thing, you might see Duncan getting a little bit mad when he gets out of this car to find Broad. And that took a lot of other innocent drivers involved in that. As Broad is still in the race. And Tyson Broad is still driving around the track as he just took out your leader, William Duncan. We are definitely going to have to see a replay of what happened there. That was just uncalled for maybe a little bit. But wait, we have pit stops here first. Looks like the whole field's going to come in. Brian James was one of the drivers who definitely needed a pit stop because he stayed out last caution. It looks like everybody's going to come down pit road here. As it's a long trail down pit road. Sean Henley we saw flipping. I believe that's maybe the 4th or 5th time this season he has flipped. Man, I might as well just give him an award for flipping already. And as all the cars make the trek down pit road. And who will win the battle? And we see some drivers opting to go with maybe a gas and go or two right side tires. Looks like Dylan White coming out. Oh, but Brian James and Trivet. It's going to be Tristan Trivet winning the battle of pit road. And we will take you to see what happened there. As William Duncan not going to be the happiest guy with Tyson Broad. And we are back. It looks like Duncan, he wasn't really getting slowed up by the 1. And it looks like the 83 kind of a little bit of a hard charge up into the 19. There goes the 19 around. And Andreas Allen barely missing that. But watch Sean Henley here. Let's see if we can get on him. He's going to get nailed by Jacob Lawler. And he's going to just flip. And he flips once again here in the Duracell Cup Series. And he will land on the roof of the 31 of Sean Galligan. And Tyson Broad. Oh, and Rochester going to slam into them again. We're gonna need another view of that. William Duncan not gonna be the happiest person here with Tyson Broad. We can obviously tell the 19 was getting slowed up by the 1, but the 19 left room, a good amount of room for the 83 to get by, as you can see, and looks like Broad still gets into the back of him. Duncan tried everything he can to save it. There's the 1, had nowhere to go. Duncan hard on the wall. There's Broad. You see the 20 get involved. There goes Sean Henley hard into the 1. Jack Richards going to get a piece of it. There's Jacob Lawler. He's a points contender. He's going to try to miss that. Hard into the driver's side door of the 88. And Jacob Lawler going to go around there. Then we saw Jake Rogers and Henry Sanford try to get by this. And Charles Sanford brothers. Sanford going to get a piece of the 47 there. Charles Sanford had nowhere to go, and both of the brothers going to get together. And those two have just had a rough night, and this just makes it even worse. We should take an onboard here with the 47 and then an onboard with the 19. And that was a hard lick. Now let's go with the 19, a rear shot. So 19 had the lead and just that went downhill fast. And that shows you how much bad luck he's had this season. And we will take you back to the green here from Charlotte. After that wreck, there is not a lot of cars left, as the 1 of Austin Oak guys retired, the 22 of Leo Rogers, 47 of Jacob Lawler, 20 of Drew Austin, 88 of Sean Henley, 39 of Henry Sanford, 31 of Sean Galligan, 19 of Willie Duncan, who's your leader, but he's going to finish 19th, so I guess that's an okay run. 99 of Jack Richardson retired. And the 14 of Charles Sanford is a lap down, leaving 17 cars left in the race, 16 on the lead lap. And we're not even halfway yet. So, obviously, those big pileups just involving a lot of cars. And people just can't get by. The tires are going off, and anything you can imagine is going wrong. But less cars, less chance of a giant pileup like those. Guess you can say one good thing about that. As Trivet has the lead, Brian James second, Dylan White third, Jeffrey Buckeye fourth, and Zachary Buckeye, who has damage, running in fifth, and he's keeping up pretty well. And we're going to go back to the green here on the Coca-Cola 600 on lap 27 out of 60. Tristan Trivet going to get out to the lead here. Brian James right behind him, because James can easily get by that lap car. Jeffrey Buckeye held up by the 14 of Charles Sanford, but he's going to switch to the outside and hold up the 27. Here comes the 9 and the 3 past him. Oh, but they're looking to almost go 4 wide. That's not good. Oh, that was close. Got to be careful. But Brian James is going to lead that lap. Going to fly away from Tristan Trivet. Try to fly away from Tristan Trivet. Trivet on the high side with James on the inside. So Brian James is going to get that inside run. And look how far he shoots away from the 78. Now 78's under attack for second by the 27. Look at the run the 27 that Dylan White got. Right to the back bumper of the 78. The rear shot here. There went the 27 by the 78 there. Now can the 27 catch the 51? Gets a good run through that corner, passes the 78. It's going to shoot up to the 51 and shoot away from the 78 there. A mediator here. Here comes the 27 right into the rear view mirror of the 51. And you see Brian James on the middle groove through 1 and 2. As you can see him get higher and higher each lap. You can tell his tires are starting to wear down. And it looks like no one's catching the 51 yet except for the 27, who's trying everything he can. As Brian James lead laps, that's just going to help him more in the point standings. Each and each lap. Here comes the 27, going to try to shoot by him. Going to get the run on the inside a little bit. It's a drag race on the back straightaway, and here comes the 27 for the lead. Now Brian James has to worry about getting passed for second here, as Tristan Trivet caught those two fast. And Brian James just going for his 3rd win this season. That's been unheard of right now, as we have a lot of repeat winners already. We're only on the 13th race, and drivers are trying to get their 3rd win. There's just some competitive drivers here in the INORL Duracell Cup Series. Here comes Tristan Trivet past the 51, and Trivet's going to try to get to the rear bumper of the 27 at Dylan White. Tristan Trivett gonna get a huge run through the tri-oval. And keep an eye on the 48 right here. 48 of Caitlin Skipper. She's been back here the whole in fourth. How about Charles Jackson and Andreas Allen? They've been staying out of trouble. Don't forget about Jeffrey Buckeye here also. And one thing I would like to say, David Rochester, I believe he's been about involved in every wreck tonight and is still keeping this car going. I admit that takes a lot of skill to do that. But he is a lap down, I think. Is he? No, he is not. He's running 14th. He has made a huge comeback because more and more cars are just retiring from the race. And it looks like the 51 got the lead back. And here comes the 48. But they were looking to go 3 wide off that corner. But here comes the 48, trying to get redemption after last week from finishing second, trying to get a win here at Charlotte. Right to the back bumper of Brian James, trying everything she can. These drivers are probably starting to get tired because this is a 600-mile race. So they are just aching with pain right now probably. And here comes Caitlin Skipper for the race lead. Oh, but Brian James gets a run through that corner, but his tires give out a little bit. He's going to slide way high. And Skipper going to shoot by for the lead. And here comes the 27 going to try to shoot by for second with the help of Charles Jackson. Oh, Jackson looking to make it 3 wide, but he's not going to do it. He's just going to make it 2 wide. And here comes Charles Jackson for second as Caitlin Skipper checks away. Oh, but now Dylan White high up into the turn. These drivers are just losing their tires by the second. You may see pit stops coming here soon, or someone blowing a tire. And it looks like Charles Jackson caught the 48, going to bump the 40 out of the way, and is going to take the lead with Andreas Allen following him. And Charles Jackson now has the lead. He had a tough week last week at New Hampshire, and is now trying to bounce back and get a win here at Charlotte. Oh, but this 98 going to use a bump and run off of him into that corner. And here comes the 98 of Andreas Allen taking the lead. You don't see the bump and run used often at Charlotte. And here comes Jeffrey Buckeye versus Tristan Trivett. Buckeye, he's high up there in points. And I saw Brian James and Dylan White get together. As you could tell, their tires are just wearing off, coming off turn 4. And here comes Dylan Young and Truck Tolger. They've not had the best cars here tonight. They've just been not dialed in, but they just caught up now. And how about Zachary Buckeye? I just can't say another word. His car is really damaged in the front end, and he's keeping up pretty well. And Charles Jackson still has the race lead with Jeffrey Buckeye back there in 4th. I mean, second, my bad. Andreas Allen back here in 3rd, and Tristan Trivett back here in 4th, and Trivett got way out of the groove coming off of 1. And here comes Andreas Allen for second over the 9 of Jeffrey Buckeye. And it looks like she will do it. And now can Andreas Allen catch the 29 of Charles Jackson. Looks like she will, maybe, if she can get the little bit of a lower line off this corner. Yep, she got a little bit of a lower line than Charles Jackson is going to shoot right up to him. And as Andreas Allen catches the 29, that allows the 9 to catch up to both of them. And Dylan White's taking 4th over Tristan Trivett. Tristan Trivett in the last spot, which is 5th, the top 5. Couple damaged cars here, and just no one can get past Charles Jackson right now. We have a battle for 4th. Here comes Tristan Trivett over Dylan White. This race is starting to spread out. Now it's about raw power and how your car handles to win this race now. It looks like Tristan Trivett can get by the 27 here. Here comes Chuck Tolger and Dylan Young up through the field. They're coming up through the field when it counts. And we have a battle for the lead. Here comes Andreas Allen shooting by the 29 Charles Jackson. You really can see that run off turn 2. I've been saying it all race. That's where you want to be on the final lap, the inside line of turn 2. That will probably, most likely, get you a win. She almost drove a second away because of that one move. Well, about a half a second. And here comes Jeffrey Buckeye for second now. And now he has the inside line off of turns 1 and 2. And now he's going to shoot by Charles Jackson. As here comes Jeffrey Buckeye trying to catch a 98 of Andreas Allen. Ford versus Chevy, a classic car battle. And Buckeye is second in points, so this is exactly what he needs for point standings. And you might want to be careful, guys. They could catch lap traffic here soon. First looking, they're coming off turn 4 and they're coming into turn 3. So they will catch him before the end of this race, I can tell you that. And Andreas Allen still holding the lead. Got a better run through 3 and 4 than Jeffrey Buckeye right there. Oh, caution is out! A late rate caution. And who did it involve? It involved Caitlin Skipper. Single car spin, and this is going to change everything. That is not what the 3 leaders wanted to see. But we will take you to see pit stops, because these drivers are definitely going to have to pit for some new tires after that. And that's not what Andreas Allen, Jeffrey Buckeye, or Charles Jackson wanted to see. Not near what they wanted to see happen. And now, pit stops can mean everything right here. This can mean a win or a lose right here. So who could possibly win the battle of pit road here? I'm going to go with maybe Andreas Allen here. Coming in first. You never know. Maybe a gas and go for some drivers. Maybe taking a risk. Tires are dead, but got to take risks. Andreas Allen already coming off pit road. And she will win the battle of pit road with who's going to get second? Dylan White or Tristan Trivet? Tristan Trivet going to get second. Dylan White third. Dylan Young fourth. And Jake Rogers fifth with that damaged car. And a person who's going to drop way back, Charles Jackson, Jeffrey Buckeye, and Brian James. They fall way back after that round of pit stops. But was it worth it? As we will take you to see what happened to Caitlin Skipper. And we're back. This is the battle for, I believe, 8th. Yeah, around 8th. Trek Talker into the back of the 48. Talker going to get a piece of that. Same with Brian James. Zachary Buckeye going to get another piece. And he was doing pretty well, but that just kind of killed it right there. And the 48 continues to spin, and Jake Rogers barely getting by. But we will take you back to the green here from Charlotte with about 10 to go. No one has retired after that last caution. Charles Sanford is still lapped. Oh, Charles Jackson retired due to suspension issues. And he was up here battling for win. Caution comes out. And now he's out due to suspension issues. I guess somebody did retire after that wreck, leaving 16 cars left in the race, 15 left on the lead lap. Andreas Allen is your leader, Tristan Trivet second, Dylan White third, Dylan Young fourth, Jake Rogers fifth, Tyson Broad bouncing back to sixth, and how about David Rochester up here in seventh? He was as low as 35th in the race. And he's up here in seventh. He's really bounced back in this race. With Tony Blazer 8th, Jeffrey Buckeye 9th, and Zachary Buckeye with that even more damage, 10th. And we're going to go back to the green here at Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600 with 11 to go. Everything is on the line right now. This restart can mean everything. Andreas Allen and Tristan Trivet clear Charles Sanford easily. And they just got to hope that the 14 holds up other drivers. And he's holding up the inside line, which is the one with the runs. So that may have been good, but he's going to switch to hold up the 27. But we have a battle for the lead. The 78 versus the 98. And the 78 is going to get the lead now. Oh, but the 98 of Andreas Allen got real close to that wall. Oh, we have a 3 wide. The 14 real slow. He's going to hold up Jeffrey Buckeye, who's going to try to come down in front of Brian James a little bit, and he will. But Buckeye's going to get to that inside line and shoot back past all those cars. And he's getting help from a championship contender along with him. He's going to push him up there a little bit. Oh, but they're close to the wall. There's Sanford hard into the wall again. And he's going to hold up Trek Togger and David Rochester. And we have a battle for the lead again. Here comes Andreas Allen for the lead now. But look at Buckeye and Brian James. They're really battling. They want to win because that means everything in the point standings. And they're going to both shoot by the 98. Oh, but here comes Brian James to the inside. He wants that 3rd win of his career. How about these 2 rookies? They are putting everything on the line tonight to get this win. Wreckers or checkers, pretty much, they're going at it now. They may be behind the point standings, but they're racing like wreckers or checkers. And Brian James going to shoot by the 9 on that inside line. Buckeye going to try to get back in his draft, but here comes the 98 going to try to pass him. But Buckeye will pull the block. He's going to drive it deep through the corner. He wants to catch that 51. And he did a good job at keeping it to stick also. And he caught right back up to that 51. Brian James, after just getting a piece of that last wreck, having a horrible pit stop, and is now up here leading. I have no idea how that made sense or how he did it, but he did it. And that 9 is catching him though. Get to the back here. Doesn't look like they're going to catch any lap traffic except for Caitlin Skipper. They might before the end of this race. Battle for 3rd. Tristan Trivet versus Andreas Allen. And Buckeye and Brian James have just checked out. And here comes Jeffrey Buckeye for the race lead. And can the 9 get it? The 9 will get it off this corner. And I think it's going to come down to a battle between these 2. And again, how about Zachary Buckeye with that damage running in 3rd? Got to give a hand out to him tonight. And Tristan Trivet gets real close to that wall. Now Zachary Buckeye going to try everything he can to catch these 2. But he's not as fast as you can look at the speedometer there. He's definitely not as fast as these 2. But he's going to try everything he can to catch him. And Brian James maybe just trying to set up the 9 here for the last lap. Because all the races that have been won at this track have been a last lap pass. No, wait, my mistake. The showdown was not a last lap pass. But here comes Brian James past the 9. They're going to catch the 48. Is it going to slow down Brian James? The 9 going to get a piece of the wall. The 51 going to shoot by on the outside. And they're both going to get by easily. And look at the run. The 9 got off that corner. And Brian James going to pull a block. Oh, and I thought I saw caution lights out. But they're not. And here comes Buckeye on the inside. And these drivers are getting held up by the 48 now. And it's going to be a battle between these 2. And Jeffrey Buckeye into the back of the 51. These 2 are trying everything they can. I've never seen a showdown like this between 2 drivers. I do not think anybody can catch these 2. But here comes Buckeye on the inside. 2 to go here at Charlotte. Brian James did not get a corner that he wanted to have, but maybe is he setting up the 9 here? He's going to try everything he can to catch back up to the 9. He's going to get a good run through that corner. Oh, God, this is making my heart is just pounding out of my chest here. Can anybody or anything try to catch a 9? The 9 slips up a little bit. Here comes the 51. Brian James is in the perfect position to win this race. He's right to the back of the 9. But I don't think he's going to get there in time. Who is going to win it? It's going to be Jeffrey Buckeye holding off Brian James, and he will win the Coca-Cola 600. Brian James so close to his third career win, but Buckeye is going to pick up his first career win. How about the showdown between these two? That was just an amazing showdown. That's going to go down in the record books right there. We will take you to your race results as, I just need to catch my breath after those final laps. Brian James almost there, but didn't pull it off. Congratulations to Jeffrey Buckeye. And congratulations to Jeffrey Buckeye on winning the Coca-Cola 600. And man, Jeffrey Buckeye and Brian James just went at it for, I believe, 11 laps straight for the win. Man, congrats to Jeffrey Buckeye on pulling off his first career win. Brian James so close to getting his third career win, but maybe next week is all I can say. With Zachary Buckeye with that damage, he's going to come back to finish third. A good day for both Buckeye brothers. Dylan White 4th, Andreas Allen 5th, Tristan Trivet 6th, Dylan Young 7th, Jake Rogers 8th, Tyson Braun 9th, and 42 Chuck Tolliger 10th. Congratulations to Jeffrey Buckeye. I just can't say anything else about how he did that. Brian James just so close. I would have liked to see a 2 wide to the finish, but I can't be picky with that. That was an amazing finish right there. The rest of your results here. Jacob Lawler not having the run he wanted, nor with Gene Sanford and Jacob Sisko. They're up there in points. They're going to fall way off there. Wilhelm Schultz going to round it out in last. 59 laps down out of the 60 laps. Not the kind of finish he wanted to have. Only 1 lap completed for him, along with a couple other drivers like Sam Young, George Roque, John Wilson, and Kyle Stewart. Only 1 lap completed for them. But we'll take you to your season standings here now. As this ought to be a good race. We're going to go to Langhorne, only 5 miles from, where I was near. It was a good racetrack. Can't wait to go back there. We saw some pretty good racing in trucks and nationwide there. It's time for the Cup to head there. And season standings are David Rochester still leading the points. He did come back for a good finish. Buckeye picking up his first one of the season. He's gonna be second. Brian James third. Lawler 4th. Drew Austin 5th. Dylan Young 6th. Zachary Buckeye 7th. Gene Sanford, after being 4th, gonna fall way back to 8th. Not the kind of run she wanted to have. Caitlin Skipper 9th and Jacob Sisko 10th. Seth Cole and Tristan Trivet holding the last 2 wildcard spots right now. But, yeah. The rest of your season standings here. Yep, and the person leading the rookie of the season points standings would happen to be Jeffrey Buckeye. There's a lot of rookies this season, so he has a lot of people to face. Rochester, was one of the only veterans in the top 10 in points, with Dylan Young and Jacob Sisko and Caitlin Skipper following behind. But we will see you next week at Langhorne Speedway.